Welcome back to Comic Book ASMR. Today we're going to be doing another comic haul. And in the middle I'll be talking about what I thought about the Turtles movie. It's going to be spoiler free though, and then I'll show off some other things in the middle of the haul as well. So let's get started. So first off we got Night Terrors #1 with this nice Alex Maleev Dead Man fused with Batman cover. And yeah, this is a event that's been going on. It's actually ending this month, so it's just a 2-month long event stretching in pretty much all the books. And a few of them are hits and a few of them are misses. And I'll be talking about them. So, like this one, this really just kind of sets the stage for everything. I guess this would be the main one you would want to follow as far as getting all of the setup and understanding about exactly what's going on. A lot of the other books are just kind of heroes or villains trapped in those nightmares. And then they're all 2-parters. So if you picked up one in July, the second one will be out this month. And then it'll wrap up. Then we got the Turtles Stranger Things #1 mini-series here. And yeah, this was a lot of fun. It's just this is more or less setup than anything else. If you like Turtles, Stranger Things, you're probably gonna be pretty thrilled with this. So, definitely a few surprises, as always happens whenever they do mashups. You see a lot of the colliding of ideas. Which, yeah, I was about to say, I didn't remember this being so soon, but we see Demogorgon Mousers here. A lot of fun. And then we see the old school red bandana turtles. And yeah, they're really doing a good job at kind of, showing that time period. The early 80s turtles here. So just a lot of fun. Probably one of my favorite pulls for this haul, honestly. Next we have Night Terrors #2. And so the Night Terrors thing, I believe there's actually 4 of these. All the mainline books have 2, but I think this has 4 parts to it. So if you're reading this or seeing this and thinking, oh, well, is it the whole thing here? We see the OG Sandman here with a gas mask. And I really liked this part where they kind of showed the flashback with the different art style and stuff like that. I thought that was a good touch. Next we have Turtles versus Street Fighter #2. Yeah, a lot of Turtles books here. I think IDW is really trying to capitalize on a lot of the buzz here with the Turtles, and I think the Turtles are just kind of one of their best money makers for their books. And I know they've been financially struggling, so they're really trying to pull out all the stops with their Turtles content. So I know that the Stranger Things with the Dark Horse partnership, yeah, and this one's straight up by IDW. So yeah, the premise here is M. Bison is more or less trying to milk the psycho power from these guys. I think specifically he was really eyeing Raph, because Raph's got rage issues. And it's just kind of fun, a lot of smack talking and stuff like that. And once again, if you like Street Fighter as well as Ninja Turtles, you're gonna enjoy this. So, and I love how they always show like the variant covers in the back, because stuff like this, there's like way too many for you to get them all. I love this one with the inputs on it. And then there's one with the casino scene in the book. Okay, next we have Detective Comics Night Terrors #1. This I can say, this is the gem of Night Terrors. Federici's work here, phenomenal. He created all of the character designs for all these weird sort of things you see in here. Incredible. His work shines here. You guys know that I always sing praises of Federici's work, but it's with good reason. And I'll push ahead so you can kind of see there's actually some legitimate things that were very jarring in this book for me. So yeah, this one in particular deals with Jim Gordon getting messed with. So I'm trying to remember, these guys are named the Worthy, I think, or something. I'm trying to remember what they're called. But they all ask for different skill sets from these guys here. But yeah, this is definitely easily the best out of the Night Terrors books. That feels like what the other should feel like as far as like visually. And we have Night Terrors Action Comics. Now, I love this cover. And I'll honestly tell you, I was ticked off that this particular comic starts with the Power Girl thing that's been the backup in most of these other Action Comics. Do not put Power Girl as the lead story in Action Comics. That's just idiotic. Like, no one's picking up Action Comics to read about a Power Girl story. They're reading Superman. That's why you buy Action Comics. Do not put this is the lead in. Now, the Superman story is good, though. But seriously, it's in the back, like it's like the tack-on story, which is ridiculous. I think the only reason you would put that other story in the front is to try to get people to read it, because most will stop reading after the Superman story. But yeah, no, this one's good too. It involves the supers, just the Superman family here, the extended family. And they're kind of hanging out, having a movie night, and they have a nightmare and all this type of stuff. And it's good, the art's good, dark and moody. And we get a visit from our Hank Hinshaw here, which is always welcome. Next we have Superboy #4. So this is a mini-series. I think it's wrapping after issue #6. And I have been enjoying just, seeing these guys in the focal point again. I have to say, though, there's really nothing, like, really too amazing or, like, that really draws you in, other than, hey, remember Superboy, here's a book with him. And so the story's not standing out to me at all, really. It's just kind of like, hey, here's a familiar guy you remember. Here's a story with him. And all of them kind of feel like that, even like Steelworks too. But that's okay. So there's a lot of books out right now. In mainline, Superman and Action Comics are really where it's at. Next we have the Punchline Night Terrors. This cover, definitely one of the best creepy covers here. The story that we actually get some of the best Punchline art we've seen in a while here. So congratulations to them for making it look good. And her main thing is having a confrontation with Batgirl. She believes she's killed Batgirl, and then Batgirl's zombie form comes back after her. But yeah, definitely some of the best Punchline art we've had in a bit. Like that shot there. Next we have Night Terrors Robin. This one involves Red Hood, and here they're trying to deduce whether this is a dream or not. And Tim's like, yeah, all my teeth just popped out when you punched me, so it's definitely a bad dream trope. So it's safe to say that we're in a dream here. A cool little shot here. This is Superman and Night Terrors. And then Clark ends up in a spot where, yeah, whole world's saved forever. There's no need for Superman. And then if I remember, he catches on really quick. He's like, oh, this doesn't make any sense. And we have Nightwing Night Terrors, #1. I love the villain images here. Little clay face there. Here, this one's strange. It's got some sort of like anthropomorphic type element. We've got pigs, but I think there's even like a rabbit or something too, if I remember. Here you see a bull there, like a goat. Yeah, so little odd, these animals here. And we have Superman Lost, number 5. And then we see old Clark here, getting a little overly friendly. So this comes a bit where we can see a bit of why Clark has been so withdrawn from Lois, as he did something with another woman that he regrets. So we see some tension there. And I understand that it makes for compelling storytelling and all that. But I just wish that, they would leave a few, comic book couples' relationships intact without stuff like that seeping in. I know it's not realistic. Things happen. Say that from experience, not from me being unfaithful, but the other. And it sucks, but yeah, it's like, hey, we read books to escape that, and it seems like there is no relationship that is standing the test of time in comics, even Lois and Clark, which is a bit frustrating, honestly. And then even like Peter and MJ, like, can we have one classic couple that stays together? And the development here is basically she is trying to find a way to keep Clark wrapped in all of this, because she's been out here alone too. Companionship is definitely something she is seeking. And we have Night Terror's Titans. That shot of Cyborg there. I love this cover. It looks like a Jose Garcia Lopez nod here. Kind of that 80s superheroes. I feel very cool. So this is World's Finest number 17. This is the conclusion to the stuff with the Mazo and all of that. I love how Mark has been kind of reinvigorating his surrounding DC supporting cast in this book, and then even having nods to other things he's worked on, like Kingdom Come and stuff. Having, I think, Gog ended up being the kid they were helping previously and stuff like that. So all these little type touches. And throwing in some obscure things as well. Yeah, I didn't realize that Mark Waid had written all the DC Universe cards way back in the 90s. So yeah, the man knows his comics trivia and stuff like that. So it's nice when he's on a project and is able to insert just a lot of his comic knowledge into it. So after this, there's going to be a brand new arc. Still going to be written by him, though, I'm pretty sure. And we have the Generation Joker. This is issue 2, I believe. Maybe not issue 3. And it's been okay. It's about his kids' adventures here. And so they've been walking around with his hologram. And they're trying to impress this group of jokers by showing them him. And then they made them like the new runners of their club. And then, of course, Mom shows up and pulls their butts out of the fryer. Alright, now on to some random stuff before box 2. Yeah, so I got to see the Mutant Mayhem movie. I actually got to see the preview screening of it on Monday. And it was impromptu too. Stuff kind of, other plans I had fell through. And I just kind of was like, oh man, I was bummed that the theater that I was thinking about didn't have the preview showing on that night. And then I did a search on another theater and they were showing it. So I was like, perfect, I'm going to go and see if they have these. So obviously there's one for each turtle and I picked Raph. He's my favorite. And I went to the AMC theater, so their combo comes with this little mask too, and it's actually pretty quality. It'll fit an adult. It's got foam on the inside part of it too. It's nice and soft. It'll fit a grown man, which I think they were counting on. And then the popcorn bucket lid, it's got a little sewer lid on it. Inside of the bucket's got the turtles in the sewer there, which is a nice touch. And then it's just kind of got graffiti all over the side of it here. And then they had little fundraising pins. And it says it's turtle time on there. And of course they had one for each of the turtles too. Fundraiser helps out this charity here. These are, I think, $3 a piece. So I was tight on funds, so I just got, Raph for all my stuff and stuff, trying to get everything. So will I try to buy the others? Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, I'm trying to see the name of the agency. Because I think it's Variety is the name of the agency. Yeah. That's helping these kids here. And then, yeah, the preview show had these as well as a poster to give out. In the thing, there's like, oh yeah, it comes with a cover book. And I was like, oh, it must be a typo, But this is actually mostly covers in here. So we get a brief history of the Ninja Turtles. It's pretty much talking about all their movie outings and a little bit of the success of the Turtles. Some nice throwback images there. And then after that, it's literally just a cover gallery. And most of it's kind of newer, with the exception of that first one, but then it's kind of spotlighting some of the Mutanimals too. And then I was realizing, I think that the Ryan Brown artist here is the one who did the art on like the stickers for the old cards and a lot of the old merchandise images like the t-shirts and lunch boxes and stuff like that. I could be wrong, but I think that's right. You got Leatherhead in there. yeah, so the movie itself is a lot of fun. Um, do I wish there were things about it that went differently? Sure. Um, but overall, I was pretty pleased with it. Very entertaining. I love the angle they did with it, just where, and then here's the poster I got. And then I found a top loader for it. I went to the theater with a top loader and a bag and board because I'm a prepared nerd. But yeah, no, I loved it. I love the fact that it's kind of a fresh take with him, taking on another mutant and stuff and discovering the other mutants and all that. And I liked that they're voiced by teenagers actually, and this was the first time they had done that. I didn't think I was gonna like it that much initially, but I liked it a lot. I can't wait to go back with my kids and see it. Um, Lots of great moments in it. Like the regular soundtrack, just the background music was really incredible. It's kind of got like this gritty chip tune. I don't even know how to describe it. It's good. It's just kind of atmospheric, and there's chip tune bits and just kind of some grittiness to it, some queasiness to it. And then afterwards, I like on my ride home, I queued it up on Spotify and saw the names that I can't remember now. But then I searched up the names, and they're two of the people from Nine Inch Nails. So I was like, wow, that's kind of crazy. And then I delved in to see a bit of their um, discography, and they've done a lot of movie soundtracks together too. So, but it was really well done. Um, and I keep listening to that, just the regular soundtrack. It's really pretty cool. Um, it did, as soon as I read the names and things like that, yeah, it does have some of the bits of, like, it feels a bit like the song Control by Nine Inch Nails, which is explicit, so warning there. But as far as just kind of like the musical feel with like just kind of the funkiness and the just dirtiness and all of that to it, that's how this soundtrack feels on here. So it's just, you very much get kind of that mutant funky type of feeling from it, and then there's just kind of nods to 80s-esque type feel, same sort of thing, just kind of a nod to the audience. I loved all of the little nods they have, just kind of cultural things, as you'll see. I'm not gonna spoil, but yeah, I love that it was grounded in, like, our reality, things we've experienced, and just kind of a way to link us to the Turtles experience. It was really pretty cool. So yeah, like I said, some nitpicks, especially towards the end. I know that they're setting this up after this movie. There's going to be 2 seasons of a series on Paramount Plus that's going to lead into another Turtles movie. So kind of interesting choices made towards the end um, for setting that up. So we'll see how that goes. I don't care for how kind of an important thing was, for just laughs, as you'll see too towards the end. Um, I think that's kind of unfortunate for that character to just play that up and just be like, oh, and then they kind of just keep going back to it for some more cheap laughs. And that character deserves better than that, so. But yeah, overall, good movie. Really enjoyed it. Fun art style, great story, and I can't wait to see it again. Then yeah, Walmart had some of the reissues of the toys, some of them. So I finally got a wing that I never had him as a kid. And then I always forget which one this is. If this is Genghis Frog, or no, I think this is Napoleon. I'm pretty sure. And then Genghis is kind of the other one. I've seen different iterations of them, so it's kind of hard for me to remember. And then there's Wingnut's Buddy, too. So, yeah, pretty good. Out of these, for the remakes, they're probably some of the best ones. The other ones, like, they actually did have a Baxter as well as Bebop, and I already got those guys, so I'm only missing maybe 5 or so from the classic line, even like referencing the the originals. There's probably about 5 or so that I still need, but I have most of the figures I've always wanted now. But I remember like the Baxter and the Bebop, the paint is really dark. Like you can tell that they're not the originals. Those two, the paint's not that far off as far as how dark it is. Actually got the last rites or the last days of Lex Luthor. So yeah, this is another one by Mark Waid here, and then Brian Hitch is doing the art. Kevin Nolan is inking it. And yeah, it's not too bad. So it's nice to see Hitch doing a full-length book, which he's been doing covers for a while. So really nothing too crazy here. The setup is basically just based upon Superman's goodwill. Lex is counting on him not giving up on the fact that Lex is dying. So he's knowing that Superman will do everything to find a cure for him, even though, they're enemies. And then it goes into kind of like a past childhood stuff between Lex and Clark, and it doesn't delve into everything in it, so I'm sure the onion will be slowly peeled as the series goes on. So, but definitely a good start, good premise. We'll see where it goes. I was not aware that it was going to be a Black Label book, so that was kind of surprising. So this will end up being on my bookshelf and not in a box. Alright, next we have Turtles 141. And this is kind of just continuing things where they were. So previous issue, Raph got set up. He was at the wrong place at the wrong time. It looked like he had killed someone. And I'm surprised they resolved that thread rather quickly. And now they're going to try to find out who actually killed that person or thing. I can't remember if it was a person or another mutant. Yeah, so Raph and Jenica are just kind of going off, seeing if they can figure out who did the killing, while the other Turtles are off doing their thing. Basically, all of the brothers are all doing their own thing, and it kind of comes to a head here. So there is some distance and lack of unity amongst them, so that's really the conflict being played up in here. And then we see some more developments. Alright, next we have the Lost Day, Last Ronin special, which kind of puts April at the spotlight, which has some pretty cool moments in it. It's got some Eastman splashes kind of mixed throughout. And even for the regular art here, some of the best art I've seen in this series. I think Ben Bishop has been on this issue. Yeah. And like the new Turtles here, they're looking good. Like I really liked the art in this issue a lot. But yeah, some great Eastman moments here with some flashbacks with April. There's one in particular I'm trying to find. And you really nailed it. I think it was this one here. I really liked that image. So yeah, this issue is called The Lost Day, and the issue explains exactly what the Lost Day is. So pretty cool. I do recommend that one, even if you haven't read any of the others. That's just kind of a cool one. And we have the Best of Karai here. So this shows you all the different appearances here. Most are the new IDWs, and then one is the Mirage. And I'll just flip through it this way. So yeah, these best of books are cool. They're just kind of samplers, spotlighting different characters and stuff. they're a lot of fun. And then there's the old school. I believe this is her first appearance, possibly. I mean, I don't know why it would be in here and not have a first appearance if it wasn't. So, and then the next one's going to be Bebop and Rocksteady. I don't think that they've solicited that in here, but that Turtles book from the movie theater showed that in the back, so I think that that's probably on the way. And we have Turtles Out of Time. So this is a cool one too. This is about one of the turtles time traveling to the present to stop them from doing what they're gonna do, because it's gonna mess everything up. And so yeah, it's pretty cool. Once again, premise is neat. I really enjoyed this issue. Art style changes a bit, if I remember. The future turtle gets outfitted with I love this panel, a old metalhead retrofitted arm. Talks about how Mikey got his first skateboard. That was just kind of a cool little aside. I think that's when they're talking about, well, how do we know that this guy's one of us and all that sort of stuff. So really cool thing, and I'm pretty sure this is going to set up stuff in the regular series, but it is an annual special. So, and we have the Where-Win. This is the conclusion here with Usagi Ojimbo. And this has been fun, nothing too crazy. Just a nice little meeting of the properties here, and it's always nice to see Stan do some Turtles work. Because for a lot of us, we got to meet Usagi through the Turtles. Mine was, I got the figure gifted to me from my grandma way back when. I don't even remember the cartoon episode with him, even though the trading cards for Series 2 feature him pretty prominently. But yeah, it's always cool whenever they kind of overlap. And we have Turtles Saturday Morning number 3, and this one features the art that I was talking to you all about. This guy, Dan Schooning. His style looks 100% faithful to the TV show. It just looks like stills from the show. Granted, there's a polish on it, you know, a little HD polish, but you can't tell me that these guys don't look more on model than they do in this issue. And I wish he had done all of these Turtles Saturday Morning books. I don't know if it's maybe just kind of a time constraint or something, just because of due to how accurate it is. I don't know, but it's so good. So, and I just followed Dan too. Look him up on Insta. Just type in his first and last name, and you'll get to see a bit more of his work. But yeah, it's so cool. I can't get over how it looks just like the original show. You got Gunslinger number 22. See more stuff here with Clown. Violator. Yeah, this series in particular, probably the most enjoyable. Art style's amazing. They're doing crazy stuff with dinosaurs here. And we have King Spawn 24. And all these covers link up and make a big image that goes like top and bottom. So that's pretty cool. As opposed to the standard 4 across. It's always fun when they do the double pages this way. I think that was something Todd liked to do previously on occasion too. I remember they did that in, what was it, the X Factor book? With Spidey. It's like Todd's last one. I don't know, I guess that was maybe just straight up Spider-Man. This creature looks pretty cool here. And we've got Scorched. And then I think we've got a couple back issues here. So yeah, I was able to get the Spider-Man number 26 anniversary issue here. See if I can get a better shine. A little bit. Now, out of all the holographic covers, this is the only one we actually had when I was a kid. And then the poster in the middle is a Ron Lim image here. That's got Captain America in it too. And Silver Surfer randomly. But these are cool, just kind of a nice, little piece of nostalgia. And I love my gimmicks, my hologram covers and stuff like that. Sorry y'all can't see it better, but nothing I can really do about that. And we got another one of my favorites, so I got number 2 here recently, but here's the first part. This is the one I actually had when I was a kid. So this is Spider-Man who's got Iron Fist, and it was a 3-part miniseries called Storm Warnings, and I love the art in here. I just loved how kind of in this period, like, they were just doing a lot of just really over the top things in comics, and this was one of those that really didn't seem to care about kind of the prettiness of anything. Just kind of taken aback by, like, look at how gritty and just kind of, you can see the heavy lines and all the dark space and stuff. I really liked that when I was a kid. That was just something I hadn't really seen in comics at that point. And just kind of a bit of the scratchiness to it. But yeah, I didn't know that this was early Jay Lee work. So Jay Lee's work looks quite different now compared to this. So Jay Lee's current style I got introduced through Captain America on Marvel Knights, but when I went back and got that issue too, I was like, holy crap, this was Jay Lee's early work. Which at the time I didn't know that this is what that was. So yeah, pretty cool. And then I won't open it, but this is the conclusion to that. So yeah, that's going to do it for me. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know your comments down below for the Turtles movie. No spoilers though. But you all have a super slumber. Thanks. Bye.